been waiting for. The next name that I will announce will be your new Miss Earth USA, who will be representing the USA at the international competition this fall. If, for any reason, our Miss Earth USA cannot fulfill her duties, Miss Earth USA Air will take her place. Are you ready? Me too. Your new Miss Earth USA 2021, Maine! Means your first runner-up, Miss Earth USA Air, is California. Just wanna feel this moment. I just wanna feel this moment. Congratulations to Alyssa Clincy, our Miss Earth USA Air, and the new Miss Earth USA 2021, Marissa Butler.
Christina Aguilera. Oh, yeah, mamita. Dale, que es la cosa bonita. Feel this moment.
Congratulations, Marissa. You will take your first walk as Miss Earth USA 2021. Congratulations to our new court and our new Miss Earth USA. At this
My name is Faith Porter. I am 22 years old and I am Miss District of Columbia Earth.
This title is your first title, or have you competed in another system like Miss America or Miss USA system, or maybe in a teen category?
This is my first time competing in the Miss Earth system, but previous to this, I did compete in the USA system. I competed for Maryland and DC USA, which are all great experiences, but I'm so glad to be a part of the Earth program specifically because of their sustainability platform, which is not a thing that you see very often, and especially not a thing that I think is really normalized talking about in a lot of young spaces. So that's why I'm really excited to be in Earth, especially right now.
And is it the reason to go to compete at Miss Earth? It's to talk about the protection of planet.
Mm-hmm.
The motto of Miss Earth is beauty with a cause. What is your definition of this motto, beauty with a cause?
My definition is using your platform and your power to empower other people. The great thing about beauties with a cause is a lot of people think about pretty women just being pretty for pretty, but I think the amazing thing about Miss Earth is that you get to use your platform and fashion and beauty and makeup and all of that to actually talk about things that you love. I love modeling, but the reason why I love pageantry more than modeling is because you can use your physical to enhance all of the other causes and things that you're passionate for. I personally am very passionate about arts education. I'm working in theater management now, and I'm a co-director at a youth arts program. And I never in a million years before entering pageantry thought that the work that I do in makeup as a makeup artist in fashion would coincide with that. And that's why I love pageantry and beauties with a cause, because it empowers you and lets you know that you can do anything with what you're doing, if with your beauty and with your pageantry. So that's why I love it.
I think the pageantry changed currently. The beauty queen is not a body without brain. You are a beauty with a brain. And
Yes.
you can use this body, this vehicle, to promote a platform. What do you think about this?
I completely agree. I think that the amazing thing that this platform gives you is an opportunity to tell everyday people just how powerful and strong women can be, and how intelligent you are even with your femininity. I think that in the current age we live in, we're in an amazing movement of feminism. However, at the same time, femininity is still seen sometimes as frivolous or not intelligent. But I think the work that we are doing here is so important. And everyone in the pageant community knows how strong and intelligent women can be, even if they are in glitzy gowns. But I find that a lot of everyday people don't really think that way. I've always been someone who's loved dressing up and always loved wearing bright colors. And I see that a lot of people think that because of that, I'm not as intelligent, or I'm not as much of a critical thinker. So I love the work that you are even doing, interviewing women every day, participating in different fields like that, and proving to everyday people that you are a beauty with a cause, and regardless of what you look like or how you present, that has nothing to do with your intelligence.
And you, which voices do you want to be?
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing that I really stand for is uplifting all people and all voices, regardless of backgrounds. I currently work at, or I'm a co-director at Create Her, which is a program that provides playwriting and producing classes to high school girls, and it connects them with Broadway women working and playwrights, company managers, dramaturgs, all of those things. And my favorite thing about the program is that it connects girls in all areas, all walks of life, and all backgrounds. And I think it's just even another extension of the work that I'm doing at Miss Earth USA, and trying to connect all girls in all backgrounds around the platform of sustainability, and mine specifically about creative reuse and the things that we can do in our everyday lives creatively to promote sustainability.
And with your title now, which platform do you promote?
I promote creative reuse, which is the idea of taking old things that you would typically throw away and finding new ways to use them. I started the T-shirt to tote campaign, where I go around to my local thrift stores and I teach upcycling seminars and ways to take your old T-shirts and turn them into reusable grocery bags and tote bags, and create new things. Because in order for us to really create a more sustainable life, I believe that we have to create more creative ways to find the things that we used to do. And as someone working in the creative field right now, it really, really hits close to home to me. And as someone who is a self-prescribed fashionista, I love shopping, and it's very easy for me to just accumulate more and more clothes. And the more clothes that you accumulate, the more that you want to throw out. And the fast fashion industry contributes to so much textile waste. So it's really important that we find new ways to use our old items. And that's what my Tea to Tote campaign does. It teaches the community how to turn your old clothes into new creative things that you will use every day, from dish rags to grocery bags and all of the above.
Your generation have a fast fashion, but actually, currently, we have a movement against fast fashion called slow fashion. Are you a slow fashion fan?
I am 100% a slow fashion fan. I am the youngest of 5 siblings, actually, and I have 2 older sisters, and I've always loved their sense of style, and I definitely get my style from them. But also, 90% of my clothes are hand-me-downs. They are hand-me-downs, and I have gotten through them throughout the years. And I think that that is such a great model and a great example of slow fashion. Every day people are like, oh my gosh, where did you get those? These earrings were my sister's. Actually, these earrings were my mother's that I have taken and commandeered. I think she got them like 20 years ago. And I also love it because I find all of these new creative pieces, and it sparks my inner fashion designer thinking about how I want to take my mom's old skirt from the 80s and make it something that is fashionable for now, because slow fashion is all about giving your clothes more use and creating just a longer life cycle for your clothes. So instead of this shirt is in for this season right now, it's this shirt is something that I care about and that I want to have throughout my life. And when I'm done with it, I'll pass it on to someone else who can use it.
With your title, you become a role model for a lot of girls. You promote slow fashion on your social media with your title. And do you like to be a role model for a lot of girls in the United States?
I would love to be a role model. I already see myself as a role model for young girls in the United States. I started competing in this industry because my older sister competed in pageants, and I saw how strong and confident of a woman that she became. And it really inspired me to get to know myself more and work on myself. And I know most young girls don't have those same strong female role models that I had in my life, because I am who I am today because of them. And most of the reason why I'm here and why I want to compete is to give back to those young girls who don't have the same strong female role models as me. Through the work that I do at Create Her, I get to mentor young girls every single day and teach them about their career paths and talk to them about their dreams and leadership. And I get to introduce them to new and amazing female leaders. So I always want to be a role model for young women. And the Miss Earth platform is a great opportunity for that, because I personally don't see as many young female role models, particularly in the space of sustainability and climate change. So I would love to really just be a visible representation of a diverse woman, specifically working to fight towards a more sustainable life.
Do you think your generation make enough to protect the planet?
I actually think that my generation, I'm weirdly in between millennials and Generation Zers, but I'm gonna say that the Gen Z population, I think, are doing most of the work when it comes to climate change. And what we need to do actually is fight to teach the generations before us more to care about climate change. Because when talking to my parents, a lot of times they're like, oh, climate change, that's something we don't have to worry about. We have enough time, the world's not gonna end, you're being dramatic. But I think young people know that we are the ones who will see the change in our earth. We're already seeing the changes that are happening in countries with floods and forest fires and just all of these natural disasters that are coming as a result of climate change. We are the ones seeing them, and we are the ones who will continue to see them throughout our life. So I think that my generation has done an amazing job about using our voice to promote climate change. It's all about getting the rest of the generations to participate with us. And particularly because the people in power and the people who have the platforms to really make those changes are the generations before us. So I love seeing my Gen Zers really going to Congress and going to their local politicians and fighting for more sustainable policies.
I think I agree with your answer, because I am the generation of your parents. I am 44 years old, and we have the climate change. It's not the preoccupation of my generation. It's very difficult because the beginning of the life is not with the climate change. We can make anything. It's not important for my generation. I agree with your answer. You competed at Miss Earth United States in Orlando. What are you looking forward to the most in Orlando?
I'm really looking forward to talking to the other contestants specifically and hearing about their platforms. I think it's so interesting seeing that all of the different girls and all the different women and the way that they use their platforms to talk about sustainability. I believe this is the first year that Miss Earth has all of the 50 states and delegates represented at the competition. So I am so excited to be a part of this really groundbreaking class of women and the things that they are doing, because they are all doing such amazing things. And I constantly get inspired by them. And I know that once I am in that environment and around those girls, I'll really be able to, it'll really feel like home, which I'm excited about.
Do you think you are the best candidate to win the crown this year?
I know that I'm the best candidate to win the crown this year because I know what it feels like to feel that your voice is too small to make a difference in the climate war, to feel like this problem is too big for you and me and that there's nothing you can do. But the platform of becoming Miss DC Earth, I've been able to see the change that I have made in my community through the work that I do with my upcycling seminars. I see the ways that I have changed and the mindsets that I have changed and just communicating with other young women in the community. So I know that as Miss Earth USA, I'll be able to continue that and work even more. I'm extremely comfortable talking and communicating with young people and really inspiring. And that is the work that I want to do as Miss Earth USA. And I know that once I get to Orlando, once I start competing and I really hit the ground running, I'll be able to do that work even more.
What is your best asset to win this crown?
My best asset, I believe, is my personability. I can talk to anyone and I can talk their ear off for hours. Being the youngest of 5 and particularly working in Broadway company management, I every day have to communicate with so many different types of people from so many different walks of life. And I believe that as Miss Earth USA and winning this competition is all about connecting with people and teaching people and inspiring people. And that's what I do in my everyday life. And I also love pretty gowns, and I think I walk pretty well in them. So that's another asset that I have. But most importantly, it's my personability and my relatability.
I have a hard question. For all candidates, it's hard. Who is your favorite, your all-time favorite Miss Earth?
My all-time favorite Miss Earth would have to be our current Miss Earth from the USA. I love her so much, particularly because she won during the pandemic times in a virtual pageant, which I think is really hard, and a lot of people see that as minimizing her voice. But I think she has been one of our current pageant queens who has done the most in our community, regardless of the fact that she won during a pandemic and she won during a time where her interview was over a screen and all of her phases of competition were through a screen. But somehow throughout her reign, she has made a way to connect with people of all walks of life around the world. And as someone who is preparing for a competition that has a lot of virtual stages as well, it's really inspiring to me. And it really has taught me of the new ways that I can reach people, even if they are hundreds of thousands of miles away. She's truly an inspiration, and she really is an amazing example of a beauty with a cause. She's gorgeous herself, she's a model, but she really uses that to educate the community, because I believe the only way we can really start moving forward is if everyone is educated. And she does that in the most amazing ways. And I try and take after her in everything that I do.
Currently, we have the competition of Miss Earth 2021. Do you think a back-to-back is possible for Miss Earth United States?
I absolutely think a back-to-back is well within the reach of Marissa. She is an amazing woman, and I think the reason and something that I know the judges will see from the inside is that she has always been passionate about sustainability and climate change, and it is something that is really a passion of hers, and it's something that she has cared about from a little girl. And I have loved following her throughout her reign. And I've loved seeing her growth from when she was first crowned Miss Earth USA to what she's doing now. As she's in the competition, I have seen how much she has worked and fought. And I am someone who believes that hard work will always be paid off. And I know that her hard work especially will.
What is, for the moment, your best memory of your reign?
My best memory, oh, that is a great question. I would have to say, when I first did my upcycling campaign and I went to my local thrift store and I got to meet with so many different people and talking to them specifically also about the Miss Earth USA system, because it was something that most people actually are not familiar with, that they haven't heard of, and teaching them about that and teaching them about the different ways that they can reuse their old t-shirts and things and make them into creative, amazing things was amazing for me, because it really taught me how much people want to learn and how much people want to be more sustainable. They really just need the education, and they really just need that boost and that courage. And that's been my favorite thing is telling people and communicating with people that they can have that courage and that they can make a difference.
To be Miss Earth United States is a full-time job. Do you think you have the time for your crown duty if you win? Your crown duty, your job, your family, your hobby? Do you think you have enough time to be Miss Earth United States?
I do. Now, the thing is, I am always busy and I always have been. So winning Miss Earth USA, I will be even busier, but that is the environment that I thrive in. I love being able to juggle all of the different things that I do, from theater to my nonprofit work and Miss Earth USA, and finding ways to combine them and finding ways to inspire even more people. And growing up, I always was in school and in a show and in student council and volunteering. So it's really just an extension of the work that I do every day throughout my life. And I know that as Miss Earth USA, I'll be able to do even more with my work at Create Her in reaching young women. And while I will be busy doing it, I know I'll be doing the work that I am passionate about and the work that I know is really making a difference in my community.
If you win the crown of Miss Earth USA, which first strong action do you want to do, like the newly crowning Miss Earth USA?
When I win Miss Earth USA, the first big thing that I want to do, one thing that I really want to continue doing, is my upcycling seminars, where I take everyday things in your household and find new ways to use them and flip them and really educate our community on things they can do in their own ways. Because I really believe that education is the #1 way we can make a difference, but also through communicating and empowering people to reach out to their local politicians. Because as much work that we can do on an individual level, the real work that happens is on a systematic level. And I really believe that when communicating and lobbying to our local politicians and policymakers, that's when we can make change.
I imagine you know this crown of Miss Earth USA opens the door of Miss Earth. To become a Miss Earth, is it a dream for you?
It is not only a dream, but it is the goal. And even as I'm preparing now, I am so excited to prepare for Miss Earth USA, but my mind is at Miss Earth. And as the Miss Earth competition is happening now, I am up every day watching the competition and seeing what the different international title holders are doing, because that's what's so inspiring to me. Because Miss Earth, once I win Miss Earth, the first thing that I'm going to start doing is competing for Miss Earth Once I win Miss Earth USA, the first thing that I'll start doing is competing for Miss Earth. So it's really important for me now to have a Miss Earth mindset, because the issue of climate change is a global one. And as much as the USA there's a lot of work to be done, it's about the global community and what we can do as a whole in the world to really promote that cause. So I'm already thinking about that Miss Earth crown.
You promote the slow fashion. Your dresses, your having gone for the national, is it a slow fashion or is it a fast fashion?
It actually is something that's slow fashion. I have a very exciting, I don't want to give too much away about my gown. But one really important thing that I found when deciding what I should do with my gown, and particularly throughout my entire wardrobe, is they're mostly hand-me-downs, mostly things that I've gotten throughout the years, things that my sisters have given me, and a lot of things that I've gotten through our Miss Earth sponsored Queenly that promotes reusing gowns and reselling. And that is so important for me, because as someone who's always competing, always doing fun things, it's very easy to just put money into clothes and then throw them away. But through Queenly and reselling my clothes and buying clothes from other women, I'm really able to create a longer life cycle through the things that I use.
Your family support you during your journey. They can travel to Orlando to support you during the final.
Yes, my family is planning on coming to Orlando and visiting me, which I am so excited about. And we live right off of the water, and every single day I get to experience the beauty of that, but I also get to see all of the waste that comes in, all of the different plastic bottles, and particularly waste that also comes from fishing and different fishing and different water activities. I see that every single day, and they love my work that I'm doing now, because they're like, if you're making an impact in sustainability in the Earth, that means we'll have cleaner water in our backyard, which is something that I'm really passionate about. And every day going and picking up the plastic that we see washing in and out. So they're really passionate about this too, and I love having them behind me.
You have a positively influence on your family.
Yes. I always try to, because I think it's something, and a lot of my family also struggled with the, climate change. It'll come at some point. Like I don't really know how to feel about that, what that is. So my first job as Miss DC Earth was really also convincing my family that it's a problem. And they were really one of the first ones that I started to get on board with my campaign. So it's been really inspiring in the journey, and seeing the growth that they have had throughout just my journey and the impact that I've had.
If you win the crown of Miss Earth United States, which message do you want to inculcate to the next generation during your reign?
I want to promote the message that it's not all on you to save the Earth and the planet. It takes us all, and it really takes us working together and communicating with our local politicians and going out and voting in our local elections, voting in our national elections, because it can be very almost debilitating seeing all of the ways that our earth is changing and thinking that it is all on our shoulders, particularly my generation. I know that it is such a major point of stress for my generation, but I want to be a voice and letting us all know that it is not on us individually. It is on us as a whole. And we can work on that through the community, through the works that we do, and through talking to our politicians and really letting them know that we are the future and that the earth is our future. And if that we want to have a positive future, we need to start caring about it.
For your makeup, for your cream, do you use vegan cosmetic or homemade cosmetic maybe?
One thing that I love is that I recently became a certified makeup artist. So I love finding new ways to do my makeup and also teaching makeup to people, because I love seeing how people's confidence changes when they find themselves to be more beautiful. And it's not that makeup makes you more beautiful, but it helps you find and see your inner beauty. And I love working with that. And that's why I love teaching makeup to other people so that they can continue that. And also being a makeup artist and doing it on myself.
And what is your favorite brand of cosmetic, of makeup currently?
My favorite brand would have to be Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. I love Rihanna because she is truly a leader in fashion and in beauty and in music and entertainment, which are all areas that I work in myself. But she really uses that to uplift women of all backgrounds, of all shapes and sizes, and of all colors. And that is so important, because working in the beauty and fashion industry, I think the most important message that we need to send is that we are all beautiful. And it is all about finding that inner beauty. And I think that Fenty Beauty does a really, really good job of promoting that.
Do you want to launch, to create your line of makeup in future?
Rather than starting my own line of makeup, I would actually like to start a business where I'm teaching makeup to young people, or not even to young people, but to all people, and to women who might feel like makeup isn't for them, because I hear this all of the time. Oh, makeup isn't for me. I can't do that. I'm not like that. I'm not beautiful. But that's really something that's not true. And it's something that I think our society has taught us, that makeup and beauty is only for the supermodels and it's only for the pageant queens, but that is not the case at all. It is for all of us to feel more beautiful and more worthy, because it really has an impact on your day. I know when I have a nice face, I know that I'm gonna have a good day because I feel more confident in taking over my day.
When you have a bad day, which small thing make your day better?
The smallest thing that makes me better is singing. Growing up, I always thought I was gonna be a Broadway star on stage. Now I work in management, but I always thought I was gonna be on stage because I love singing so much, and it gives me so much joy. I can't sing right now because I'm a little sick, as you can hear, but singing always gives me joy. And at a new point in the day, you'll hear me.
What is your favorite song now?
My favorite song, my dad actually started writing a gospel album, and he has a few songs out right now. And I love singing those songs because they remind me of him and they remind me of my family. And they remind me of perseverance, because he was never in the music field himself, but he'd always wrote songs to himself. And now, after 50 years, he decided that was something that he wants to do. And he's doing so well. He's breaking records in streaming, and it's so inspiring to me. So I love singing his songs, because it really reminds me that no matter at what point you are, no matter at what stage, you can always try something new.
What is your guilty pleasure?
Ooh, popcorn. I love popcorn so much. and I'll eat it any type. I love microwavable popcorn. I also love stovetop popcorn. I'll take a I'll take a pot and some kernels and some butter and mix them together and watch the popcorn pop up, because oh my gosh, that taste is so good. And I could sit on my couch and popcorn and some Netflix or an HBO Max, and I will be good for an entire weekend.
Which series or movie do you, which last series or movie have you watched on the Netflix?
See, I am obsessed with anything comic book and superhero. That is actually the #1 thing that I watch. So all of the Marvel movies, all of the DC movies and TV shows I have watched, you could ask me about, and I could talk your ear off. I love it because they're also really just examples of, everyday people who are in extraordinary circumstances and who have to fight against all odds. And that's always been so inspiring for me. And also, yeah, I'm just a comic book nerd, so.
This week we have the new Marvel movie in the theater.
Yes, Eternals.
Yes,
I'm
Eternals.
so excited about that. And I will be the first one in the theater in my seats and with my popcorn.
Popcorn, yes. So, your popcorn, salsa or candy popcorn?
I don't like it too salty and too buttery. I like a nice medium, because I find, as much as popcorn is my guilty pleasure, I don't like feeling like crap afterwards. So I like having a good medium where I have my popcorn, I'll mix a little bit of salt in, and I'll sprinkle a little bit of butter in so you can taste it, but I can still walk afterwards.
Which item is, wow, amazing in your purse?
Ooh, wow, amazing in my purse. Over the pandemic, it would have to be my hand sanitizer. It's been so close to me, and I'm living in between New York City and DC, and in both places where I live, I take public transportation. And over the pandemic, I had stopped for a long time, but I started getting back to it, and I love seeing everyone on their way to work. But it is also kind of like a cesspool of germs. So my hand sanitizer is something that I always keep with me at all times, and it is, wow, amazing.
And for Miss Earth, your talent is singing.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so excited for that.
Yes. And Marissa, I think last week we have the talent challenge in Miss Earth, and Marissa will sing during this challenge.
Yeah, that's so exciting. I'm planning on singing. I won't announce what song I'm singing, but it is from one of my favorite Disney movies. I will say that. And I'm really excited about it, and I'm excited to see what everyone else does for their talent as well. Yes, my message for my fans is that your voice matters, no matter whether or not you think it's so small. All you need is the courage to take that and take it further. And please see me as an example of that. Before joining the Miss Earth organization, I often felt like my voice was not enough to make a difference in the world, specifically in the area of climate change. But throughout the work that I've been doing, I have really been able to see that it takes all of us. It takes all of us working together. It takes all of us working together and communicating, like I earlier said, to our politicians to make a difference. And please know that you are not alone, and you can do it in whatever way that you see fit. But the most important thing is just talking about it and normalizing sustainability and finding new ways to be sustainable in your everyday work and your everyday life.